for that, first of all, copy this directory, and in your search boxes you just type environmental variables. Okay, you just type environment variables. I just typed envi. So here there is option called edit the system environmental variables. You just click that, and in the system properties option, so here there is a button called environment variables. We just want to click this environment variables, and here you just type p here. So either you can configure for certain user, or you can configure it in the system. So I'm going to configure it for the user, so I'm going to click that path. So it's your option, so I'm going to click this path. So on this path, so there may be some of the different category will be there. So if you are very new, if your PC is new, if you haven't used that much, so you may see very less kind of files, it may be there. Okay, for me, I'm using lot of configurable files, so that's why there are a lot of directories. So simply you just click new, and you just paste that copied directory. Okay, so I'm repeating again. So I've come into the root directory of Python 3.7. so I copied this directory, and I just click the new button, and I just pasted this directory. Okay, now we just want to click move up, move up, move up, so that we are going to give the high priority, the first priority for Python 3.7. okay, and so this is the configuration. So it is done. If you are typing Python from the command window, now it will access this Python 3.7. okay, so apart from it, so what is the next thing we need to do? We need to configure the Python interpreter, so that you can able to install the libraries from the command window itself. So for that, what we need to do is we need to go for script folder. Okay, so in the script folder there is a pip file is there. So pip means Python interpreter, right? So I hope you already worked on pip, right? So which is going to be helpful for installing a library on this Python version. So pip.exe, pip 3.7.exe, which is lies under the script folder. Now we need to copy the script folder. Again we need to click the new button. And the new button, you just want to paste the directory. So now here we have scripts folder, and again you just want to click move up, move up, move up, so that we are giving to first priority. So for an example, the first directory, which is going to be helpful for accessing the Python from the command window, and this Python 3.7/scripts, which is going to be helpful for installing the library from the command window, especially for Python 3.7 version. So same as like I'm using Python 3.6, 3.6, 3.5, 3.9. I'm using a lot of Python version. So here there it is environmental variables. So whenever I need to access Python 3.6 from the command window, I'll click move up button to move up that Python 3.6 and my Python 3.6 scripts to the first priority, so that it will use Python 3.6 as a default. Whereas now we are going to use Python 3.7 as a default, Python 3.7, and then that for we have Python 3.7 script folder, and you just click OK, OK, and then OK. Okay, once it is done, so if you want to check out, is it working or not, you just press Windows S, and you just type cmd. Okay, so you just open the command prompt, and you just type Python here. Okay, so to check out whether we have configured our environmental variables properly, you should get this response, guys. You should get this Python 3.7.8. so this is the message you should get. If you are not getting this message, if you are getting any store, Microsoft Store, which is opening there, so which means you haven't configured your Python environmental variables properly. So that's why please configure it properly. You should get this shell window. Okay, where here also you can execute basic lines of Python program. Okay, so a is equal to 8. So likewise you can able to execute basic lines of program, and if you want to come out from the shell, you can press Ctrl Z and then enter, so you can come out from the shell. Okay, this is the way to access the Python from the command window. And if you want to install a library, how to do that? It is also simple. So you can simply type command, but for some of the people may not may have different kind of administrator permission. So that's why we need to open the command prompt as an administrator. Before it is not required, but now we need to access that command window as an administrator. Okay, just press S, and here we have this command window as an administrator, command prompt as an administrator. So here you can use the command, so pip space install space that library name. Okay, before we used to have exclamatory pip install that library name, right, in the Google Colab, but here it is not required to put an exclamatory. Simply you can type pip space install space library name, for an example MySQL hyphen connector. Okay, you just install this library, guys, because with the help of this library we are going to access the MySQL server. Okay, please complete your installation. Okay, so please install this pip space install space MySQL connector. Okay, here we are going to explore three ways of writing the SQL scripts from the Python program. So if you want to do that, first of all you just install the first library, which is pip space install space MySQL hyphen connector. Okay, you just complete this installation. Since I've already installed, it's showing requirement already satisfied. For you, it may show like installation successful for MySQL connector. Okay, so once the installation is done, so now our Python program is ready to use that MySQL hyphen connector library. Okay, so before that we need to do some of the configuration so that we are going to access MySQL server. So to do that, first of all, what you just do is in the search box you just look for MySQL. Okay, so here there it is, MySQL is here. Okay, you just expand this MySQL. So on that MySQL page, or on the MySQL category, here you just choose MySQL installer. Okay, so MySQL installer community, you just select that. So so you just give administrator permission, yes. So once it has been selected, now we are going to do some modification in the permission area so that we can able to access that server from the Python program. Okay, so here in once the MySQL installer which has been opened, so here it is going to list out what are the products available, like server, workbench, Visual Studio, shell, and etc. So out of that, here there is an option called reconfigure. Okay, you just want to click the reconfigure of MySQL server. Okay, so once it is clicked, you will get this window. So on this window, you just don't do any change, you just simply click next button. So on this authentication method option, so before we have selected this use strong password encryption, so now you just please choose the second option, use legacy authentication method. Okay, this is the only change we are going to do in this MySQL server, guys. Okay, so I'm not going to do any change except this authentication method. So before it is like this, so now I'm going to change it to use legacy authentication method, and then simply click next. So what is the root password? So for me it's Sanjay D Champ. So for you, so I think you all remember, so you have created or you have given different name or different password. So you just want to click check. So once the tick mark is applied here, so you just click next and then next and then execute. Okay, so I haven't done any changes except this authentication method. On the authentication method, I have done some changes. Other than that, I didn't made any changes here. So it is going to take some time, and it should complete this. Okay, so once the configuration is completed, now we can able to access this MySQL from the Python program. Okay, so before that, for demo purpose, because you can also use it from the Python program as well as to observe the changes from the like what to say, like workbench. We are also about to open that workbench as well. Okay, so I hope you all clear with this. What are all the things up to now we have seen? First of all, we have seen how to install a Python from the official website, that is Python ideally 3.7.8, and we have configured the system environmental variable so that we can able to access the Python from the command window, and then we have configured that script folder so that we can able to install the library from the command window. That's the third thing which we have did. And fourth thing, we have checked it out how to use the Python from the command window. And for fifth thing, we have seen like how to install a library, that is the fifth thing. And then what we did, we have configured that server. So on that server, in the process of like authentication method, we have done some changes, like we have changed some other permissions in the authentication method, and we have proceeded with next and then finish. Okay, once it is done, so now our SQL server to process further. Okay, I've clicked the finish button. Okay, so and then you just close this. Okay, it is done now. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to open the workbench, because we are about to see the changes whenever you are making some changes or whenever we are executing a Python program. So we are going to observe the changes, just an optional, guys, just to know what are the changes. Is the changes which is made from the Python program or not? Just for demo purpose, I'm going to show it in a workbench, but I'm going to execute that commands from the Python program. Okay, so that's what we are going to explore. Okay, so now let us open this SQL Python. So here we have first program. So if you are going to create a program, you just simply click, you just open ideally first, and you just click new and then create a new file. Okay, so this is the workbench, it is opening now. Okay, so now you can click the database and click connect to database. So this is the thing, so you just click OK. So I'm going to execute some of the commands, so that's why I'm connecting this database. Okay, so before that, let us delete the previous databases. Okay, so I'm going to drop the schema. Okay, now we have existing database like champ2 and then Sanjay. So these are the existing database. Now let us go for the Python program, guy. The first program, which is connecting a database. Okay, what is the purpose of connecting a database? We are going to connect the database from the Python program. So we are going to make sure whether we have connected with the database or not. So that is what we are going to do with the help of the first Python program. So in here, first of all, what are all the prerequisites? We need to have a local host, the host, or you're going to use different host, or you're going to use the local host, and then the user name, and then a password. So these are the things which we require, right? First of all, we need to import the library, import MySQL.connector. So I hope you all completed your previous installation of MySQL-connector. Once the installation is completed, now start writing your program. The first line is import MySQL.connector. So which is going to import that library which is required for connecting with the MySQL. And in the second line, so we are going to use the syntax called MySQL.connector.connect of. We are going to pass three arguments: host, user, and then password. Host is the local host, and user is the root, and password is Sanjay D Champ. So this is my password. And if db, which means if it got some certain value, which means if it is connected, if it is successful, then the db will be there, so that it is going to give me the message called connection successful. Else it is going to give me the results like connection has failed. Okay, now let us run and let us see the output. Click run and then run module. Okay, once it is done, either it should show connection successful or it is going to show some message like connection failed. Okay, so now I'm going to execute this. So we got the output which is connection successful, because the username and then password which is all proper, so that's why we got this output. So instead, if I'm going to give the wrong password, okay, so I'm going to give Sanjay D Champ. Okay, I just removed P here. Okay, now run, and now let us check what is the output, because we are learning based on application. So and also we also need to know about the errors. So here, what is the error, guys? Access denied for user root at localhost. This is the error. So if you got this error, which means there may be the possibilities of password is wrong or user is wrong. Okay, now I'm going to give the right password and then username. And run module. Okay, now we got connection successful, which means the first part of our execution is done. So we just connected to our MySQL server. Okay, so that is the first program. And the second program, what we are going to do is we are going to create a database. So for creating a database, so the database Champ2 and then Sanjay. So these three are the custom created database. Apart from it, now we are going to create another new database. So how to create that? So the program is also going to be very simple, guys. We are going to execute like the basic functions, or first of all, what we need to do, we are going to create, or we are going to connect it first. We are going to connect with the server first, and we are going to execute some of the statement to create a database. So for that, import MySQL connector, the first library which is imported. And in the second line, we have used the same syntax like MySQL.connector.connect of host is equal to localhost, and user is equal to root, and then password is equal to Sanjay D Champ. So same two line which we have executed now. And then db cursor is equal to db.cursor, which means we have created one cursor, so that we are going to execute via that cursor. Okay, so db cursor.execute of here we are going to write the command inside the double quote. So what is the command is create space database space the database name. So what is your database name? So here I'm going to name it like a DA master book list. This is my database name, so I'm going to create like this. And then db cursor.execute of show database. So here I'm going to execute the next line of program to show what are all the database all available. So show database for I in db cursor. So we are going to print out the names, so list of names, what are all the names are there, what are the database which is already created, what we are going to out. So let us run it and let us check what is the changes which we are going to get it. So run and then run module. Okay, so it just lists down what are all the database all available. So champ is here, champ2 is here, data DA masters book list. So this is the new database which is also added, and other than that there are some of the default database like MySQL, Sakila, Sysworld and those things. Okay, so now let us check in the workbench. So just for cross verification, here we have the previous database. So now we are going to click this refresh, so that here you can able to see this. There is a database which is already created, DA masters book list. That this is a new database which we are created now. So here, even though there is a table, but still now we haven't added any table. That's why there is no any arrow, there is no any name for the tables. Okay, so simply we have created one database from the Python program. Okay, so that's what we have done. Okay, so I hope you clearly understand which we have created a database. Okay, so and then what we're going to do in the third program, we are going to create some tables. So creating a tables in the sense, so we are going to create one table, like we are going to create some book list or something like that. So if you want to create a table for that table, so what are the arguments which are required, guys? So first of all, we need to choose which database we are going to create, in which database we are going to create a table, right? Of course. So for that reason, the second line, which is going to be slightly modified by adding another argument, which is database is equal to DA masters book list. Okay, I'm going to choose the database, in which database we are going to create a table. So that is the another argument which we have added in the second line. And third line, which is going to be same, like db cursor is equal to db.cursor and db cursor dot execute of create space table. Okay, we are going to create one table space that table name, that is a book detail, that is the table name, and now we are going to add the title. So what is that thing? So same kind of keywords, guys. Rating space the data type. Okay, the ratings data type, and for book, what is its data type, and for price, what is the data type. So I'm going to use the same data, so that you won't confuse yourself. So here we have created 3 columns: rating, book, and then price. So for rating, integer is the data type. For book, we have character, var character is the data type, and for price, decimal is the data point. Data type. Okay, so these are all the things which we have created. And db cursor dot execute of show tables, we are going to show what are the tables all available on the current database. For I in db cursor print of I, so that it is going to give all the database. Okay, so let us run this and let us see the output. So run and run the module. Still now we haven't added any data, guys, like book name or rating or price. So still now we have just created only the table on the current database. Okay, so let us see the output. So we got the output, which is book detail, which means on the database of DA book list, we have created another one more table in the name of book detail. Okay, let us refresh and see the changes in the database. So there is a arrow mark in the tables. Okay, so here in this table, here we have another new table which has been created named book detail. Okay, so still now we haven't added any data in it, but we have created one we have created one table, right? So now let us it's time to add the data on the table. Okay, so let us close this Python program. Okay, so now in the fourth program, we are going to add a data. So adding a data in the sense, we are going to add the book title, the book's price, and the book rating on the. For to that, what we can do, first of all, as same as like we need to access the database first, and then we are going to add the data. Okay, so we are going to add the I'm going to add 3 kind of data. Okay, so first of all, the first 3 line, which is going to be same. So what is the first 3 line? The first line, importing a library, and second line, we are going to connect with the SQL by specifying the database also, and db cursor is equal to db.cursor, that is the third line. And in the fourth line, we are going to start executing our command. So what is the command is insert into book detail. Okay, so insert into book detail, in which column we are going to add the data. Okay, so insert into a book detail the table name of rating comma book comma price space values of percentages. It represents the string, and data is equal to 4 comma power of subconscious mind comma 99, which means 4 is the rating and power of subconscious mind is a book, and the 99 which is a price. So likewise we are going to add another more what to say, another data which is attitude everything, attitude is everything book detail, and rich dad poor dad book detail. So likewise we have added three books, book and its details. And since we have adding multiple data, so like multiple data in the sense we are going to also execute that form, and also we are also going to execute this data. So we are going to execute with the help of the keyword called execute many. So with the help of that we are going to execute both the form and then data. So let us add the db.commit, so that it is going to insert, or it is going to complete updating the data into the table. Okay, so run and then run module. Okay, if you have executed that, it won't show the message, but it ran successfully. Okay, it is not showing any error, which means the program ran successfully. It have created some data, or it just added the data into the table. Okay, and I hope you all know what is the syntax to get the data based on a certain table and those things. So same thing, guys. Okay, so same thing, we have written the same code. So just an option, so you can also create it in, you can also execute in the Python program. But now if you, for just for demo purpose, if you want to show the demo for it'll be very easily understand. So that's why I'm going to execute this line in this workbench. So control and then enter. So here what we did, select star from book detail order by price. Okay, so this is the line which we have executed here, right? So what it is going to do is, it is going to give me the results, or results in the sense what to say, it is going to give us the data. So data in the sense for the book name and then its price, and then the second rating and then book name and then price, and then third book rating and then name and then price. So that is what it is going to give. Okay, so okay, so no database is selected. Okay, so let us select this database, DA master book list as a schema. Okay, set as default schema. Okay, so you just study the error, guys. 1046 error, no database is selected. So that's why I'm going to select this DA masters book list as a default database, and then control and then enter. Okay, it's fetching now. Okay, so it given the answer. Okay, what is the response? Rating, book, price. These are the three columns which we got the answer, like 3 attitude is everything 50, and 4 power of subconscious mind 99, and 5 rich dad poor dad 149 rupees. Okay, the data which has been included into the tables. Okay, on the specific data which is the database, which is a DA master class. Okay, so this is all up to the program. So in this program we have added a certain data under the table, data into the table. Now if you want to get the data from the certain table, so if you want to get the data in the sense for an example, based on a certain key term or key string or data, we are going to get the complete information about the data. For an example, same is like the first 3 line, which is going to be same. Okay, importing a library and connecting with the server, and database.cursor, and then dbcursor.execute of select book from book detail. Okay, so from the book detail table we are going to get only the name of the book. So that's why we are representing the book. Okay, so you can, if you want to get only the rating, you can pass the rating here. If you want to get only the price, you can put up a price here. So select book from the book detail, result is equal to dbcursor.fetch all. So here you can use fetch one to get only the first book name, or if you want to get the complete data, you can put up a keyword called dbcursor.fetch all, so that it is going to get all the data. And for I in result, print of I. So let us run this, run and then run module. So what it is going to do, it is going to get the complete data which is all present in that present in the table. So out of the table it is going to give us the results like only the book name, power of subconscious mind, attitude is everything, and rich dad poor dad. Okay, so this is the program to fetch the data. Okay, to fetch the data from the table which we have created under the certain database, and then update data in the table, which means if you want to change a certain data based on a certain condition. So for an example, whenever there is a book greater than 4 or greater than 5, if you want to change the book's price into 100 rupees or 1000 rupees, so if based on a certain condition, if you want to change a certain data like find and replace, so here find is going to be a condition. So if it it is satisfying a certain condition, we are going to change a data which is present in the table. Same first 3 line which is going to be same, and then in the 4th line, so execute dbcursor.execute of update book detail, okay, the book the table name, and set price is equal to 500 rupees where rating is greater than 4, which means whenever the rating is greater than 4, in which book the ratings are greater than 4, we are going to change its price into 500 rupees. Okay, db.comment. So I'm going to run this. Okay, so I hope you understand this workflow, guys. Okay, so you can also see the output here, or you can also execute and you can able to see the output here. So it is the before output. So attitude is everything is 50 rupees, and power of subconscious mind is 99 rupees, and Rich Dad Poor Dad is 149 rupees. The rating is only Rich Dad Poor Dad is having the rating which is greater than 4, which is 5. Alright, so let us execute this, control and then enter. So if you are seeing this now, so the last row which is completely changed. So what is the change here? Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is completely changed into 500 rupees. Okay, because we have given some condition, whenever the rating is greater than 4, we are going to change the price into 500 rupees. So that's what it is done. Okay, so I hope you understand from this program. So it is like a find and then replace. So here find is going to be a certain condition. Okay, and then final program, so final sample program, which is deleting a table. So for an example, same as like you can able to check out some conditions based on the condition. So if you want to delete some data which is all present in the table, so that is also done with the help of this Python program. Okay, so delete table, so rated with ideally 3.7. so whenever the book's rating is very poor, we are going to delete that data. So that's what we are going to do. The first 3 line which is going to be same, and then db.execute of delete from book detail where rating is equal to 3. So whenever the rating is equal to 3, we are going to delete that book's detail. Okay, when we are going to delete that book from the book detail table. Okay, db.comment. So run and run module. Okay, so now let us see where it is happened in our database. Okay, so it's running now. Okay, it ran successfully. Okay, to observe the changes, let us go for this workbench. So on this workbench, so here we have 3 books, right? So let us re-execute this program again. So now if you are seeing here, the first book which has been deleted, that is attitude is everything, because the rating is equal to 3, so that's why that book is deleted. Now we have power of subconscious mind and Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, so I hope you guys got this up to this program. So apart from it, I also wanted you guys to see further more concepts. So further more concepts in the sense, if you want to work on some database another kind of way, so by using different kind of libraries. So for that, first of all, I'm going to introduce you to Panda SQL library. So first of all, you just install it with the help of exclamatory pip install Panda SQL. So you just run this part. So pip install pandas SQL, so that we are going to install that Panda SQL library. So successfully installed Panda SQL. So Panda SQL library installation is done. So while talking about the database, there is also some of the default database. Also here we are going to import the 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs births are there. So likewise, we are going to use this database like load births database. So first of all, we have imported a pandas library as PD, and Panda SQL import SQLDF. So with this keyword, we are going to do some of the operations like SQLDF and Pandas SQL import load birth. So this is the another data set where it is going to have 2 columns. One is date and then number of births. Okay, this is the default database. So from this library, I've just shown you how to load the default database. So here we have date, and then births is 2,65,775 and 2,41,045. So likewise, we have this database. It is also a huge database. Now if you want to execute some SQL in the Python programming by using this SQLDF, so SQLDF like SQL in the data frame format. Okay, so here CMD, so command is equal to select star. So star here, which means all. Okay, so select all from births. Okay, so from the births or the data set which has been loaded, where birth is greater than 2 lakhs people. Okay, so yeah, so where birth is greater than 2 lakhs, so and limit is 5. So it is going to give me the 5 data where the birth is greater than 2 lakhs. Okay, so print of SQL of command. So it is going to execute this command locals. Okay, if you are running this, you are going to get only the data where the birth is greater than 2 lakhs. Okay, now let us change that 2 lakhs into what to say, like let us put 3 lakhs. Okay, so you can execute whatever the condition which you want. So I'm going to execute this. Okay, now let us see the output here. Births only which is greater than 3 lakhs. Okay, so and instead of 5, if you are going to give different number need under the limit category. So limit in the sense how many people, like out of the 3 lakhs, so the births which is greater than 3 lakhs, so how many data you need. So I need 10 data now, so I'm going to run this. So here we have 10 datas. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, so totally 10 datas we got. So date and its breadths. Okay, so and birth, after the birth, so here so we got this output, right? And after that, what we are going to do, we are going to see another new way which we can able to use SQLite. So while talking about this SQLite, it is not required for you guys to install that SQLite 3 library, because it is going to be defaultly available. Importing is completed, and now another main way I wish to show for you guys. What is the thing, guys? So for an example, if you want to load the database directly, if you have any DB file, so if you want to load that, that is also can be easily done. So for an example, so I have one database file in my local directory, which is database.l. If you want to load the database file, you can also load it directly by using this SQLite 3. Okay, so I'm going to click file, and here we are going to paste the directory, and I'm going to choose that database.db file. Okay, so database.db. Okay, I'm going to upload that database file. So click OK. So now here it is uploaded now. Okay, and if you want to load the database, and if you want to do some of the functions, so that is also can be easily done with the help of this SQLite 3. Okay, so I'm going to execute this last part. Is done. Okay, so likewise you can do whatever the operation which you want, like loading a data set and whatever the things which you want to do from this data or the data which you already have. So that can be easily done with the help of these kind of functions. We have 3 different methods and 3 different libraries. So first of all, we have seen of that we have connected with the server, and we have accessed the database, right? One library with one different way of accessing the database, and second library which is what Panda SQL. So with the help of that, we have seen how to handle the default database, like the births database. And the third library, and the third way, which is by using SQLite 3. With the help of that, we have loaded the database which is already present in our dataset. So likewise, we have explored a lot from this SQL with the Python programming. I hope you are clear with this. Please do us a hands-on, guys. Please install the Python in your laptop, and please try to play with the data, guys. Okay, and while talking about the 30-day success mindset, yesterday's task is about list out the things which you are procrastinating up to now. So procrastinating in the sense postponing things. So it may be starting a business, or to read a book, or to complete a course. So what are the things which you are postponing? You just put up a numbers and just write down the list. Whereas today's success mindset, which is about watch out the movie called The Secret, which is really popular movie, which has been suggested by a lot of successful people. And to be honest, I started reading my first book once I watched this movie called The Secret, because my first book is also The Secret book. Okay, so I watched this book first time, I think it is nearly around my 10th standard, I think. So that is my first book experience. Okay, that's my first habit. Okay, where my habit begins. Okay, you just also please watch The Secret movie. It is also translated in different kind of different languages. You just go to YouTube and just simply type The Secret movie. You just start watching it. Okay, once you have watched it, you just take a snap of that secret movie which you have watched in your